What's up, everyone? And I know you guys probably see a lot of these videos about what happened with my last employer. But let me tell you about Porchlight. So I resigned and quit. And the reason why I quit is because it's a dangerous job and it's very stressful. My directors never have made it a commitment to tell all of us that do intake that everyone is responsible for the same duties as the person that is on shift. I was responsible for a lot of things at Porchlight, at the shelter. I knew which men came in, I knew their names, their birth dates, and I feel like Porchlight needs to address some of my very most important issues that was never addressed. I was threatened, I was harassed, I was attacked, I was humiliated, I was toyed with. Not only that, now I'm being accused of something that I did right, which Porchlight HR says, yes, you did the right thing, but people are making allegations. That's because people wanted me to do something else with whatever that event or that incident happened. I refuse to listen to the wrong personal advice, and I just feel like Porchlight really went overboard this time. So I got 5 phone calls yesterday. People asking, "What's up, Keiki? How you been?" I'm like, "Who's this?" "Oh, this is such blah blah blah." "You quit, huh?" "Yeah." "Why?" And what's going on now is a rumor. This rumor is spread by the director of the shelter. Now, I don't know who is saying what and who is saying who, but everything that comes out that man's mouth, it's not always accurate, and it's not always detailed. There have been many times I had corrected him at his own duties using Service Point, and I can vouch for that. I had documented a bunch of footage and a bunch of images over the times. Now, there's a lot of footage that I have to go through, and I'm going to make a short documentary. But you guys are going to see in the future, when I'm done with it, you're going to see firsthand how employees deal with guests and other employees at the workplace. It was very stressful, very dangerous. Not only dangerous, but like, you put your life on the line when people have been, first and foremost, let me tell you, someone got stabbed at the shelter. Someone brings weapons in the shelter all the time. I got punched in the face twice. I got assaulted 3 times. Not only that, I got stalked by an ex-employee from Porchlight. Not only that, he stalked me on my phone. He stalked me at my living place. He stalked me at my community place. It was just too much. So I had to transition all the way to Middleton. Middleton is pretty damn far, especially on the weekends. So, but recently what happened yesterday was, I get phone calls. "Hey man, where you at?" I'm like, why? That's no one's concern. Someone's telling someone that I'm living here. I never gave Porchlight my change of address for a reason. And that reason was because of the first incident with that first gentleman that used to work for Porchlight. For 3 months, for 3 long months, I would say from August to October, they refused to act on multiple letters sent to HR about harassment, discrimination, racist comments about my Muslim heritage, And now they trying to, now after I quit, now they trying to do an investigation. I was told that from someone else that I never worked at UW. Who said anything about me using the same name? Not only that, when I first came to Porchlight, I was questioned about both of my passports. That's none of their business. You're an organization, you're not the government. There's a difference. You're an organization that works for HUD, which is the government. But as an organization, you have no right to invade my privacy. You have no right to ask other guests and other staffs about any information because I do not share that information. I just feel like that's a violation of my human, constitutional, and civil rights. You just going behind my back after I stopped working for you because the director of the shelter said the way I left was very unprofessional. No, the way you guys performed was very unprofessional. You refuse to act on the abuse, the physical, the mental, and the most audacity of claims that I took something from Porchlight. I don't need to take anything. You guys on this channel are aware that, like, if I want something, I go get it. You guys are a very big support. Every last one of you. But this is why this apartment is empty. That's why I am moving out of Madison, Wisconsin. I can't take it anymore. I like the UW, I like the staff there, I like being part of the Asian community, I like being part of the language community there and helping with dialect, but I can't live in a city where I got an organization going around Madison asking for information. That's pretty, that's scary. And that really bothers me. Now, I filed for unemployment, right? And I asked my buddy, since I'm moving out, can you take care of my mail for me? He goes, yeah. I said, cool. I'll have everything forwarded to your address. He goes, all right, as long as it you know, that you only send mail, very important. So I filed my unemployment, and I used his address because I'm moving out, right? There's make no sense keeping a P.O. box here when I cannot access a P.O. box here. So I closed that down. Anyway, actually it was up anyway at the end of this month. So, and now when I use the address, he texts me and calls me and tells me that something about, I don't know, HR said give him a call, but the director of the shelter thought I was at his place. Very strange. Very, very strange. Now, he lives Hilldale. And I'm around there a lot because I didn't tell you guys who Yudu really is, but she's a girl of interest. And we like each other, but she knows that I am going through these issues. If I need to get away, I go to her place. And that's what I've been doing lately. Getting some warmth, someone to talk to when I'm not at my place. Someone that can understand the barriers of racism and discrimination. Yes, she's Chinese. Very well Chinese. Speaks very good English. And she feels the weight on me, but it's also the weight on her because now we have a problem. The problem is she's upset that I'm leaving. She's upset that this is what it takes to have someone quit a job that they are really good at because others refuse to point out the issues at the workplace. We are in quarantine right now. The governor of Wisconsin stated, stay at home. So if I didn't quit, Porchlight would force me to work? Yes and no. Because I asked this very important question Friday. if I was to continue to stay, which I was offered, the HR at this time, she's new, said, give us some time, come back in 4 months, and and we can put you back on the schedule. And I was like, I told her it is not necessary, and I told her why. You guys want to get to the bottom line of a donation that was given to me, by the way, a donation that is given to me by a man and says, keep this, and I gotta give it to you, which I did. Technically, I just found out that I didn't have to do that. Legally, I didn't have to. But I did it anyway. I was also told that they violated my and invading my privacy, which is, what is the law again in Wisconsin? I gotta look it up. I gotta ask the person, because I got a consultation, kind of, because I know a lawyer. She doesn't work for the state of Wisconsin anymore, but she does visit back and forth because she has her mother that lives here. And I was talking to her last night, and she says, everything about that place is so wrong. And it's a nightmare. It always has been a nightmare. She said it. As long as she lived in Wisconsin, and everyone around Wisconsin, they think Portrait is a nightmare. They think Portrait doesn't really understand what homelessness is about. They create more homeless than the homeless create themselves being homeless. People quitting left and right from the job because, this is supposed to be a stressful environment. It's supposed to be a stress environment, but no one told me that I was going to get punched in the face, I was going to get insulted, I was going to get red-roaded, sabotaged at intake. Someone tried to sabotage me a few times on an intake, and I caught it. And I know the director of the shelter finds me reliable when it comes down to checking in guys, and he's upset right now because the way I left. Normally I give a 2-week notice, but after I was assaulted by another staff on Thursday, the 20, what is that? That was the 25th? Yeah, named Roger. I got keys to the shelter. I left my property there. He tells me I can't come in. It's like, you don't have an authority to say that. You're just an intake worker. That has to come directly from the directors, and there's no email. But the exact same day on Friday, when I point this out and send the email and said I was sick of it, I came in after I talked on the phone with HR about the donation, but she never talked about she didn't mention anything about the Roger situation. It's mostly focused on the donation. First and foremost, if I tried to do the right thing at work, knowing I wasn't supposed to work on Thursday, keep that in mind. This happened, I'm sorry, I'm confusing you all, but this happened 2 weeks before this past Friday. Today is the 29th, so keep that in mind. I literally wasn't supposed to work that Thursday, but I was trying to look out for a colleague because she gets kind of stressed out a little bit because guys ask the same questions, and she sees the guys all the time because she does other assessment for Porchlight. But she's the same person that railroaded me by telling Preston that there was more money than there was when someone gave me that donation. How would you know that? You didn't know that. You wasn't looking at it. So that's a lie. I'm not accusing her of anything, but like, when I gave the man back the money, it's in one hand, in front of the camera, like this, because Porchlight has a camera in the courtyard, in front of the door, before you get inside the building. I was right in front of it on purpose, for a reason. You can see me reach out twice to the gentleman, said, please take it back. Please donate it to Porchlight directly. We have a website. I can go inside, get the card. Said, no, it was for everyone, including you guys. people that work there, the food, the money. I said, but this is not enough to go around. It's not enough. He agreed after we talked, but he said, then you keep it. And it's like, I can't keep it. He said, but no, I need you to keep it. And then he walks away. Am I supposed to touch a civilian when we at a quarantine state? I'm not supposed to. First and foremost, I'm supposed to be 6 feet from everyone in the state of Wisconsin. I was 3 feet from the guy. Even though I was wearing a mask and everything, I'm supposed to be 3 feet. Just touching him can get me sick with the coronavirus. I don't know if this person had coronavirus or not. This is a strange person that I never saw before coming into my intake and throws a bunch of grocery bags on the floor and then throws a bunch of 20s, which add up to about $100, I think. $120 or something like that. I didn't really count it. All I did was take the money out, did this, and like put it in an envelope and wrote up an incident report on the exact same day, the exact same 30 minutes. Within the first 30 minutes, I wrote it. Then I get a suspicious phone call that same day. Preston telling me, the director of the shelter, did you give it back? I told him no, because I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know if I have the right to claim it or I have the right to just donate it myself. Until my colleague, D, the person that threw me on the bus, said that I need to tell you a story what happened with another colleague named Jamie. Now, Jamie was a really good person. When I first came to the shelter, when I had to use the shelter for those few months, dealing with legal stuff and financial stuff, she was the one that actually said, like, you don't really like to talk to anyone, do you? I was like, no, I'm just trying to do what I have to do so I can get back on my feet here in the States and do what I have to do. You guys know, I travel a lot, everywhere. You guys see me in Vancouver, New York, Paris, Japan. These people at Pateron are trying to figure out how can I support such a luxurious lifestyle. It's not that I support it, I save my money. Most people are not really ideal about saving money the way I save money. Like, I save money for cameras and lenses. I was supposed to buy that months ago when my Sony A63 was stolen from Yu's house when she was living, and that was a bad experience. Yeah, a camera got stolen, so I had to replace it with money and try to resave again. But anyway, back to what's going on at Porchlight. You know, the director calls me and tells me that, you know, did you get the money back? I told him no. Because technically, it didn't happen. Technically, I tried to give it back to him. We went outside the courtyard. Now, it's on the property of Porchlight, but keep in mind, if a civilian walks down the street and says, we love what you're doing, we love what you're doing, hey, I got something for you. It just gives you money and says, that's for you for taking care of the city and making it a better place for the city. Is I supposed to give that to Porchlight? Apparently, under Porchlight's eyes, yes. When someone gives someone money out their own pocket during a time of need, and I'm in a time of need, guys. I'm jobless. I got no job. I filed for unemployment. Not sure if the unemployment is going to go through or not, because apparently after I did that and filed for the unemployment, suspicious activity started happening when people started calling me yesterday. People looking into my background. Someone from UW called me and told me someone's looking into your information, and it sounds like the same person. That's suspicious. I think that's invasion of my privacy. I think that's way out of line for anyone. But I'm just trying to do my best as an African French, Americans, and you know, I just realized too, I need to report this too. Because when I was doing my unemployment, I noticed 2 addresses that don't belong to me. Then someone was committed a fraud back in 2009. Yeah, 2009. Someone was committed fraud. Someone used my name to try to collect unemployment at a different address. That's suspicious. So I had to, and this is probably why the IRS probably wanted to know what was going on, because like that was suspicious. I didn't know that, and I should have knew that. But anyway, but it's a dangerous job. It's not a safe place for any homeless man or anyone that works there, especially at the shelter. Experiences may be different at other locations. Headquarters, Brook Street, right across the street from the university. It's a housing facility / office. I know. And yeah, and most places are like that. But the office in where other guests live, you know, and I don't know. I'm just shocked to see that people are trying to still throw me under the bus, even though I do not work there. Even though HR knows that I was telling the truth about the donation, but someone is persistently trying to get HR to do something. Maybe not give me unemployment. Maybe you can't fire me. I quit. I quit the same day you guys didn't want to deal with the problems. That's the 3rd time. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5th time I was assaulted by a staff member. I can name them: Mark, Jim, Maurice. What's that dude's name? Juan. But me and Juan kind of like settle things professionally outside of Porchlight. See, that's the difference. And then, yeah, Roger. It's just like, what the fuck is going on? John. Yeah. 6 people in total. Well, Juan is out of it, so we settled things. So yeah, that makes 5. So, yeah, 5 times I was assaulted. I was called a narc. I was called a snitch. I was called, I don't want to say the term, because a lot of Muslim brothers and sisters of mine will be upset if I say it. It's disgusting. It's like calling someone the N-word. Yeah, but he was never suspended for that. But I was suspended for 1 day and 1 day's pay for what? Back in October of 2019. I was suspended for 1 day. And they said, oh, you can take your suspension back when I come back from New York. And it's like, no. Well, how about I take my suspension now, this while I'm gone? See, that is sabotage. They didn't want me to do it through the work week, but they wanted me to do it when I come back from New York. Technically, I was supposed to work that week. So you might as well just take my suspension off. That would be my day. But no, they waited to the middle of November to do it. Not only that, I was railroaded to sign documents that I thought were related to incident reports. Instead, I signed a document that I never got a copy of, to my own demise of that suspension. This happened after I was with HR. At the time, it was Daniel. And now, when I get assaulted by staff members, multiple times, no one wants to address it. Now, the policy with Portugal is, it is a 30-day investigation, not a 90-day investigation. Yeah, it's almost going on 90 days now. Next month, on the 10th, on the 14th, would be 90 days. This happened in January. I know what you guys are saying. What? The individual named Jim assaulted me, and he admitted to the director. And the director said, yeah, he admitted it. He said, yeah, he did. And what are you going to do about it? He did nothing. He did nothing. Looks like someone is scared of someone, or someone's trying to hide something from someone. I have a right to hide my personal information. I've been identity attacked. I was a victim of identity fraud twice. So this is why I'm being cautious. This is why I'm being the way who I am. But this is a very stressful moment. And I know some of you guys are probably saying, well, did you hire? I'm trying to hire legal. And it's difficult when there's no jobs. Well, when the governor and the country is on lockdown, it's hard to go out to get a job right now. I just got a job offer through my email to work in another agency in the mailroom here. I did the mailroom. Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan. And I never applied for benefits, unemployment benefits after that. Because I always had my adopted parents to lean on. So that's why I go back to Japan and talk with them and see what they have to say. But I didn't tell them yet. I'm pretty sure they're going to be so happy that I quit this job. Oh my God, I swear. They're going to be like, drinking sake and soju, like, can't you quit that crazy job? Can't you quit that crazy job? Because it was a crazy job. It was 4 hours of nothing but inconsistencies and unprofessionalism, even on my part. There were times, I'm going to be honest with you, there were times where, I was so stressed out because at one point, I was working 6 days a week from June, July, August, September, October. I was working 6 days a week. Yeah, that's a lot. 6 days a week is a lot. I had 1 day to myself, and I needed that 1 day, and I couldn't even get that 1 day. That free day that I got, guess what I was doing? Oh, updating documents for Porchlight on my free day. I just feel like it's very disappointing that the organization are not more concerned about what happened to me mentally, physically, and all the threats, but they want to worry about a donation that was given to me by a civilian. And this is where I just found like Porchlight was out of line. To go ahead and try to do a background check when you already did that the first time. Why would you dive in deeper to find out where I was really working at? UW does not have the right to share that information with you. They can share that information with someone else legally, but they don't have that right to share that information with you. And you don't have the right to ask for that information. Because on my mailing address is different from what I applied on my passports. So both passports, yeah, are different. Same names, but different last names because Americans don't use hyphens. And they believe in middle names, not full names with hyphens. And my name is Long, Healy Lee, Long. Trust me, it won't fit in the documents. That's why when I fill out unemployment, I'm just like, are you serious? I can't put my full name with a hyphen? Get with the times, America. No offense, but like, you guys go by feet, we go by centimeters. You go by Fahrenheit, we go by Celsius. It's like, to me, those are the easiest things. Fahrenheit, weight, easy. So I'm 5'6", right? So I'm about 167 to 169 centimeters, right? I bet you the average American doesn't know how many centimeters they are. Only the ones that are in science, math, meteorological engineers, doctors, they will know. But the average American who walks down the street, How tall are you? Oh, 6'3". What's that in centimeters? I don't know. You get it? You see that? But the point of that is that that's information that some people don't want to learn. And the message here is, it's time for Porchlight to learn to let it go. Leave me be. Move on. Because the EEOCs are going to come in. And I'm pretty sure you're aware of that. I already told HR. I already filed the EEOC. You guys failed to comply. I'm not mad at her. It wasn't her fault. First of all, I'm not mad at our new HR person. She just got on board and she's just trying to play catch up. But I do feel insulted that you said that this is on the bottom of your do list, but you're making it your top priority. By doing all the things that you're doing, by giving out my information and researching where I worked. If you didn't, I do apologize. But if someone other than that is doing that, that's overreaching. That's definitely overreaching. But yeah, it's kind of sad to report this to you guys, but I'm doing this with my iPhone. I don't really feel like taking out my professional cameras because I'm gonna be out of here. Look at this. This is a clean place. Gonna get rid of that table. I'm gonna get rid of this painting. Actually, I'm gonna get this painting too. My friend Willie. I've been giving him a whole bunch of stuff. I gave him my TV. Yeah, I gave him my TV and gave him the desk. Yeah, that brand new TV I bought. I gave it to him. I didn't want money for it. That's how much better I am at giving the stuff away. Expensive TV away for free. Who does that? Someone that does not care about valuable things like that. I'm not attached to it. It was only for uses for production value. As a YouTuber, as a filmmaker, as a documentarian, as a photographer, as a people person, I need these things to establish great content. But at this time, Porchlight is definitely overreaching and going outside the box on this one. They are really trying to pin something on me with no evidence. Because I told them, look at the cameras, and I'm pretty sure they already did. They're just trying to pin it on me. And they know that I'm telling the truth. They're just trying to find a way how to pin it on me. That's why, on the same day, Friday, they locked me out of the Outlook Porchlight email right away. They locked me out of a service point right away. That shows you that they hiding something. I should be able to access those emails to verify my claims and verify my statements. But you guys refuse to let me do that because you guys want someone to take the fall. People, if you're homeless in Wisconsin, Madison, please take this with a grain of salt. Be very, very gentle with your information with Porchlight. Now, keep in mind that at this time, take from my experience, I don't trust Porchlight. I would never trust them again. Just the things they are doing are very unorthodox. And the things they are trying to do is so disturbing, where there's no answer for it. There's no answer for it because they don't want to answer. They just want to make assumptions. That's all they do is make assumptions. I fill out entry reports. Everything I do as a job. And that's what I did. When I filled out the IR, when I filled out the entry report through email to let everyone know that I received a donation, I didn't know what to do. I told Preston no, I did not. I told Preston yes, I gave it back. Sorry. I told Preston yes, I gave it back. Because it's none of no one's business. It's if the man says, okay, yeah, that was a bad idea to try to throw money on the floor and have these guys fight over it. So, yeah, I just feel like, yeah, Porchlight took advantage of that, and I think some people are saying to me, like yesterday, It's probably sabotage. That probably was a setup. If that was a setup, that's entrapment, and that is definitely, definitely illegal. That's illegal. You can't do that to an employee, especially when an employee doesn't know what to do. That's never happened to me at Intake until now. Never. No one's ever came to that door and donated money. But guess what? I have. Christmas Day. Oh, let's not do Christmas Day. Let's do Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day. What did I do for all the men at the shelter? Oh, I went out and bought lunches for them and gave them out. Christmas Day. I did the same thing and gave them gift cards. Everybody remembers that. Little sandwiches, the juices. Yeah, I bought tons of juice. What is it? I had 112 sandwiches. And I bought a bunch of juices. Whatever money I had left, I just bought whatever and chips, and I gave that away. New Year's Day. I wish everyone a New Year's and a Happy New Year, and gave out give them New Year's Day cards with $5 in it. Has anyone at that shelter give back to any of those men? I'm not saying you have to, but there's a time where you gotta let these men feel like they are needed for something, for someone to need to have them feel that, damn, this dude really care about me. This is why I get along with most of the guests at the shelter, because they understand, and I understand better than anyone. But I digress. With that said, everyone, I just want to let you guys know that I am looking for help right now. Financially, I'm looking for someone to either support me, not money-wise, that's an option, but legally wise. Someone that's educated, knows the law, can write a letter to the state, because that's what I'm going to be doing. Writing a letter to the state that my problems at Portside was never addressed. I want some of you to write me letters through my email saying that I've been watching the pen photographer known as Kiki Alexander Bailey, and he's been talking about Portside for months, and it's been stressful. Something like that along the way. But yeah, I need to go to the state now. I need to file a legal lawsuit against Portside. I didn't want to do that, but now I'm gonna have to, because this is not right to pin something on me, knowing that you already looked at the cameras, you already know that I put it in the envelope, but people are saying there was more money than that. Some people are saying there were $100 bills. Okay, so where did the $20 bills come from? Someone's just making shit up. And my HR was saying to me that, like, I said, nope, read the email. It says $100 bills and 20s. She goes, I gotta read that email. So she didn't read the email carefully. She said I was all over the place. No, I wrote the email as it is. $100 in bills. What can you not understand about that in the email? I have a copy of that email, by the way. So if they try to say that's not the email that you sent, that's bull. That is a lie. Here's a copy. Oh, by the way, I screen capture everything on my laptop. OBS. This is why OBS is a great tool to capture everything that you're doing on your laptop. So you can see firsthand, so you can have your evidence to make a claim against whatever perpetrator or someone trying to make your life a miserable hell. We are in hell right now. It's a pandemic going on. No one should be outside. But people, I guarantee people outside jogging. Guarantee you that. But with that said, everyone, I'm the pen photographer. I've been discriminated. I've been accused. I've been threatened. I've been punched. I've been assaulted. I've been in court several times due to certain incidents that happened. I've been violated. My human rights been violated. This is not how I want to exit. I want to exit and get away from this, not deal with this over my free weekend. Because Monday morning, I need to start filing legal documents, and don't know how not I'm going to pay that off. So, with that said, I'm an independent photographer. I'm kind of depressed. I know I should not be depressed, but guys, I have a bit of mental health issues in my life due to the passing of my loved ones personally. That affects me. It has affected me ever since that day. Not able to smell bothers me. When people come up to me and tell me, "Hey, smell this," like, I look at them like with a blunt face, like, "Are you fucking serious? How many times am I going to tell you I cannot smell?" But with that said, everyone, thank you for listening. Talk to you guys in the next one.